Hey, I'm Jonathan from GameSpot here. I'm here with Harada and Michael again and we're gonna talk a bit about Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for the Wii U edition. Yes, awesome, cool. So tell us what is very, very new about what's at the Wii U version of this game.
Well, obviously it goes without saying that the most newest thing of this is probably the hardware itself, the Wii U. As you can see, the controller also is quite unique. And we've done a lot of cool things with this, such as using the touchscreen to have selected techniques on screen, and you just tap them to perform them in the game. So that's just one example of the ways we're using the controller. And also because the way the hardware works, if you're a young kid and you want to hide in your bed from your parents, you can kind of still play the game on the controller itself. So those are some of the things the hardware allows us to do. But another cool, neat feature is the mushroom battle. This mode is something that is made possible just because we're collaborating with Nintendo, so it's quite entertaining.
So what made you want to add in mushroom mode in the first place? Was it just an inspiration from Mario's adventures, more or less? Or?
Well, before we actually started work on the Wii U version, in the development environment we had this new feature that you could make the models scale bigger or smaller. And so this was in place earlier. We saw some limited examples of this in the other platforms with, for example, Fight Lab does a little bit for some comedic effects and such. So we were all playing with it in the development environment, and we thought it was kind of cool, but we were still trying to come up with ideas to flesh it out into something larger, like a full mode. And that really didn't come along until we started working on a Wii U with Nintendo, and we thought, gameplay-wise, what is something that would make you want to make the character grow larger or smaller and have it affect gameplay? And then when we started working with Nintendo, we thought, well, hey, that's perfect for the mushroom because that would kind of make sense with that gameplay mechanic. And then that kind of just linked pretty well when we started work on this version.
So when is this version gonna come out, and is it gonna be on launch, or as well as will it have all the DLC characters from the 360 and the PS3 version?
Well, obviously not everything's concrete at this point. We are working towards a launch date though for Tekken, the Wii U version. But one thing I just want to get off the plate is that I don't want everyone to be confused. First off, the DLC characters. Obviously, at the point that this game is released, everything that has been released up till that point on the 360 and PS3 as far as the download characters go, will be available on this platform. But I don't want people to confuse the issue that it's not like we're trying to make everything we did on PS3 and 360 the same on this, but better. We're kind of tailoring the game to each individual platform. The generation of the PS3 and 360, and then something that suits this hardware as well. So we just want people to keep that in mind when thinking about the games. It's not like the Wii U version is going to be the best of all of them just for the sake of it. It's going to be something that will be good for the Wii U itself.
So let's just say you want to make a brand new fighting franchise or make a new Tekken game exclusively for the Wii U. What are the features of the Wii U will be using the most for that particular fighting game?
It's an interesting question. I've never really thought about that since I was so focused on trying to get this game polished before release. But now that you ask that, and I think about it on the spot, if I were to make a new Tekken, perhaps one idea that would be interesting is that, with this hardware, you have this one controller at the moment, but eventually you're going to be able to play with two of these connected to the machine. So what this would maybe allow for is, up until now, you're both looking, when you're fighting against another human opponent, you're looking at the same screen, so you're seeing the same thing, right? But with this, you have your own personal screen, so perhaps doing something like before a match, you have some kind of options, like you can set a trap somewhere on the stage or something like that your opponent can't see, would be something that would add to the gameplay and would be interesting. Kind of like, how in a game of Mahjong, you don't know what your opponent's hand is and such, so something like that would be quite interesting to try. Although if I actually did make an all-new Tekken for Wii U, it might go in a different direction. I don't know. That's just something that I thought on the spot right now that might be interesting. But now that I think about it, I'm not even sure if hardware spec-wise you can have a separate screen for each of these displays. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to ask Nintendo about that.
Alright, that sounds cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.